Hi everyone, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. I've never needed a weekend as much as I do this week. Old Dragon Man is still writing exams and will be until the 3rd or the 4th of December. Because it is year-end exams, we do not get the memorandums ahead of time, obviously to prevent cheating. So at some point towards the end of the month, I will have a stack of exam papers to mark and photographs to take of projects, blah, blah, blah. Happy days. And in case you are wondering, I am sarcastic. And come hell or high water, I'm not going to do it again next year. It is a little cooler today, so my tongue feels a little looser. And yesterday, I also had a bit of an issue with my editing software. Audacity just suddenly stopped working. But hopefully, I'm back on track today. So, let's talk. Madame Fifi, I mean Megan, attended Variety magazine's Power of Woman gala in Los Angeles last night and finally got to rub shoulders with some big names like Billie Eilish, Margot Robbie, Riley Keough, Leonardo DiCaprio, and of course Oprah and the like. Now, at first glance, I thought old Meg looked okay to the point of actually looking good, at least in the dress she chose to wear. But then I looked again and again, and the more I looked, I thought, what the heck? Look, Megan's new stylist has not been doing too badly. Her outfits at the Warrior Fitness Center opening really wasn't all that bad, and everything throughout the day fitted her properly. Her silhouette looked good, and for a change, she looked clean and neat. So honestly, try as I may, clothes-wise, there was very little to criticize during that event and actually the hours before. Now, like I said, at first glance, I thought she was continuing the trend of a sleeker silhouette and cleaner lines, but no, no, no. Actually, look again, and the look is a real mess. And really, not because the actual dress or anything else she wore is a mess, but because of her and how she wears it. The dress is hailed in the media as a one-shoulder design, and at first I thought so too, but it is not. Not all the photographs actually show the seam running right through the center of the top part, but it is indeed there, and if that dress was meant to be worn off the shoulder, it would not have been there. No seam is meant to run all crooked and scraggly from your middle towards one shoulder. An off the shoulder dress is cut that way and not pulled that way so that it causes bunching of the fabric on the one side and a crooked seam running up the body. I think this particular dress was meant as a boat neck with a drapery at the back. I see the $1,300, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's Prinza shoulder boat neck dress. Also come in black or white. And for once, I think the outfit would have looked much better on Megan had it been in white or black. The camel sort of blends in with his skin, and at second glance, it makes for a rather drab picture. Just as a sort of side note, that white off the shoulder jacket and white pants that she wore to the mental health summit would have looked much better far more suitable for this variety gala. Never mind, let's talk hair. Please tell me what's with Megan and this tightly sleek back hair ending in a bun. Really? She has a new stylist. So could this stylist please tell her that number one, it does not look good on her, and number two, if she keeps pulling her hair back like that, her forehead will end at the back of her head one of these days. The truth is that Megan has what I call chipmunk cheeks, even when she is thin. She does not have brilliant skin and a slightly longish, protruding chin. Pulling her hair back like that accentuates all of this, a style which I think would suit the thinner Megan very well would be a sleek, shoulder-length bob, or even a medium to shorter Chinese bob, something modern and sleek, and not something which highlights and exposes all her flaws, or those long hair which only looks heavy and overwhelming and which actually pulls her face down. No, I think, along with the new stylist, Megan also needs a new hairdresser. Now, it is very clear to me that WME is doing all they possibly can to revive Megan's image. And quite frankly, starting with a new stylist was definitely a very, very good idea. And I rate them a full 10 out of 10 for that. But even with the right and well-fitting, overpriced outfit, Megan is still looking terrible when you really, really look. Now, the ex-husband of one of my subscribers is an expert on drug abuse and related and resultant conditions, and there is no nice way to say it, but it is his opinion that Megan's looks, her sudden aging, her bad skin, and many other things he observed are the results of fairly long-term use of opioids. Of course, it is a diagnosis based on photographs and not patient contact, so of course there may be something else going on medically, but it is his opinion that everything reported about her lately, weight loss, aging, bad skin, bad breath, some cognitive issues resulting in nonsensical word salad, etc., are more likely as a result of drug use than illness. I'm just saying or mentioning it because we had a conversation about it. And as a non-health professional, I can't really argue for or against with any kind of authority, so I'm just sharing someone's opinion. But I watched the video, and when Megan was asked about future projects, she said, things that make people feel. I was going to say things that make people feel good, but it's more than that. Things that make people feel something, right? And a sense of community. Now, with Megan, it's always, but it is more than that. But then she never explains what is more than what, never specifies, always this almost philosophical mumbo jumbo. And now that it was actually pointed out to me, I recognize it. As some of you who had walked this road with me, and maybe the three who read my book Nathaniel will know, I had a fiance with schizophrenia. I also have a friend whose son is schizophrenic and an alcoholic. And yes, from personal experience, I can 100% tell you that my fiance also almost always became very philosophical before an episode and always equally vague. It is as if they are already a little confused and have these ideas which they just can't grasp and express because they can't hold onto it long enough to express it coherently. I also saw that and still see it with my friend's son, and not only when he's heading for an episode, but also after one or two glasses of wine. And yes, we are adult enough and we know enough to know that schizophrenia and alcohol do not go together. But he's an adult and he can be very charming out in public. So, unless he is committed to an institution permanently, there isn't much she can do. Anyway, the video is not about that, and I sincerely, sincerely doubt Megan is schizophrenic. Look, she is certainly delusional at times, but I do not think schizophrenic. More like delusions of grandeur as a result of her narcissism. However, I do agree with this learned person that there is definitely a screw loose, maybe even two. Okay, so let's talk Megan's narcissism. And yes, I'm going to not overshoot, but I'm going to stick to Megan specifically. Whether we consciously know it or may only suspect it, most of us have at least one narcissist in our lives, or know one, whether we know them well or not. A parent, a child, a boss, a colleague, a friend or ex friend, a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or a wife. Most people actually have one or two narcissistic traits themselves. And it has nothing to do with whether they are an introvert or extrovert. So, yes, according to the clever people, most people have their own brand of narcissism with only a few traits which may place them in a certain category, like malignant narcissism or covert narcissism, etc. So, Megan certainly has her own brand. Firstly, I think the first and most obvious thing which puts people off her is her screwed self image. She really, honestly thinks she is the most beautiful, has the longest legs, has the most talent. I mean, from pole dancing to speaking multiple languages. But, of course, it is not true. She does not have mile long legs like she says she does. She knows only very basic Spanish, and her French likely does not go much further than oui, monsieur. According to Megan, she is a guitarist as well. But she can even lie in sign language. You get my drift, I'm sure. The thing is, and the issue everyone has dealing with Megan, or have to solve a problem called Megan, and that includes the monarchy, is that she thrives on any kind of attention. It is literally her nutrition. It is the air that she breathes. Megan literally feeds on attention, and that is why she sucks the life out of every relationship eventually, every event, and every project, because she absorbs every particle of positivity and even every particle of negativity from her surroundings. So, my dears, that is why when Harry plays polo in Singapore and there are photographs of him and Nacho on social and mainstream media daily, then Megan walks around in a huge coat, no makeup, and a stress patch in the middle of summer. That is why we see her constantly pulling at Harry, pulling him away from anything he may enjoy, be it a conversation or anything else. The more attention someone else gets, the sadder and worse Megan will act or look, to a point where those around her will be checking her funeral policy and life insurance. But if you think you have finally won the battle, you are wrong. Megan's form of narcissism re energizes from just the smallest bit of attention. A sad, dejected Megan will leave home, get packed outside, and return a whole different, happy person. Functions like the Variety magazine gala is like a new battery for the Energizer Bunny when it comes to Megan. Now, oh my word, did you see the short video on the red carpet? Goodness, she completely forgot she is actually supposed to be a British duchess and imagined that she was a 22-year-old starlet turning left, turning right, posing, looking over her shoulder, and full frontal, flashing teeth, left, right, and center. I mean, the attendees had 20 to 30 seconds on the red carpet for photographs, but Megan had to be gently removed by a lady, likely one of the organizers, who had to go up to her, touch her shoulder to get her attention and ask her to move along. Otherwise, she may still have been there posing to this very minute. It was actually so awkward, but also hilarious, because remember how many times she actually did this to Harry. Now, okay, folks, it is Friday, and as promised, it is the early Christmas giveaway time. I thoroughly enjoyed Angela Kelly's book, The Other Side of the Coin, and another of my prized possessions is a book I was gifted by my friend Mary Ann called The Duchess of Cambridge, A Decade of Modern Royal Style by Bethan Holt. And it is such a beautiful keepsake with the most gorgeous photographs that I can't stop looking at it. I'll look at it, get my fill, and 3, 4 weeks down the line, I may have a cup of coffee and decide I'm going to look at it again. Anyway, so what we are going to do is this. You have to tell me in the comment section of this video where I have hidden a tiny, tiny little something, just like last time. And then you also need to tell me which one of the two books, the Angela Kelly book or the Duchess of Cambridge book, you would prefer to receive. I'll give you the entire week to look for the hidden picture and post your comment. I will close the comments next Friday, and Dragon Man and I will start collecting the entries and have the draw as soon as we've made sure that we have all the entries. Remember, the only rules are: one, you have to be subscribed to the channel. If I draw a name, I will go check, and if you are not a subscriber, unfortunately, you will be disqualified. You know, people have been very loyal to me over the last few years, and at some point, I need to repay the loyalty. So it's not discrimination, it's just a thank you. Secondly, You can only comment in the comment section of this particular video. Please do not email or DM me. Number 3, keep an eye out on every video I post from now on, because when I announce the winner, I will need you to email or DM me with a delivery address. Your brand new book will then be delivered to you, to your door, via Amazon. Okay, guys, so that is it. Happy hunting and good luck. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.